So today I'm gonna be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's Dreams, like the video game. It's funny that I said dreams because both of the stories that I'm going to share with you are actually nightmares, but fans of the franchise or have played the games or know of them can relate, and y'all probably have nightmares about this game too. So let's get into it. So the first nightmare that I had was unhinged. In that dream, Bonnie was there, which is the bunny animatronic. So he was there, and Freddy was there, and Bonnie wanted me to bake cupcakes, which is really, really weird. But Freddy was like, no, like, don't bake cupcakes. Do not bake cupcakes at all. Like, didn't want me to bake cupcakes whatsoever. And clearly, since they're like these big, taller than me animatronics, like, and they're extremely like threatening because you know, in like the video games, how if they get you or you press the wrong button or something like that, they'll like freak out at you and like grab your shoulders and like everything like that sort of thing. So I didn't know if I was supposed to bake the cupcakes or if I was like not supposed to bake the cupcakes. And, I don't remember exactly what happened after that. I just know those two things were happening at the same time. But it was just really scary because you have like two animatronics that could attack you. And that's really scary. So that was the first nightmare I had about Five Nights at Freddy's. The second nightmare I had about Five Nights at Freddy's was I was in this like warehouse sort of a place, and all of the animatronics were like walking around the warehouse. The main ones in the video games were there, and I was with my family, and we had to like escape the warehouse without the animatronics getting us. And so we were like traveling through the vents, and they didn't know we were there, but like every now and then there'd be like an open grate where you can see out of it, and we could see the animatronics were like walking around and just trying to find us and everything, and it was really scary. So those were the Five Nights at Freddy's nightmares that I had. Now I'm gonna start talking about just Five Nights at Freddy's and common Five Nights at Freddy's things. So I did see the movie. I saw the movie with my best friend, and I was thinking my friend would be more so scared of it than I was. I was like, me scared of it? Like, I'm not scared of it, which I was really mistaken with that. But the trailer didn't really look scary. It didn't exactly look like CGI, but there was something to it that was like, it had an element of like Chuck E. Cheese's and just not scary. Or at least I thought it wasn't as scary as the games because it's like a movie. But y'all are probably not gonna believe this, but I was actually like really scared at the movie. Not most of it. Most of it was like just normal everyday stuff. But the part that I thought that was scary was, so there's like a little girl in the movie, and this is spoiler alerts, by the way. If you haven't seen the movie, then you probably don't want to hear this part. But there was a little girl in the movie, and she was like hanging out with the animatronics, which the movie tells you is the spirits of these children that the owner like shoved into the machines, and the animatronics are now their bodies and everything. I'm getting a little scared already. Yeah, so you just think like, oh, like they're, both children, so they want to hang out with each other or something like that and just have fun or whatever. But then later in the movie, they tell you that like the plan is that, it's like really scary. The plan is that they're trying to get the little girl and put her into like another one of the animatronic machines. So then she's like them, and she's like animatronic too. If you're familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then maybe this sounds crazy. But anyways, just the concept of that really scared me. But what scared me the most was the specific animatronic robot that they were trying to put her into that one. Like what that one looked like, it like really scared me and like stuck with me many days and weeks and months after seeing the movie. And I just really didn't like it, and it's like really scary even thinking about it now. And just the concept, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it anymore because I'm getting scared. But so that part really, really scared me. And my friend, when we went to see the movies, my friend was really happy that all of the references of the games that the movie made and everything. And I didn't really understand many of the references because I'm not familiar with too many of the games. But yeah, that's just the part that stuck with me, was that part. Because the scenes where the animatronics were like actually like taking care of people, like dealing with them, that wasn't really scary to me because it just, most of the time I don't even think they showed it. It was just they showed like the legs of the person and then the animatronic was like eating them or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. But it was just implied, many of the scenes, that the animatronics had taken care of the people. And another thing about it after seeing the movie that scared me was that it's like in the Dreams About Clowns video that I had shared before, the part about horror movie creatures appearing out of nowhere and behind a pillar and stuff like that. I don't know, sometimes after seeing the movie, like, I get scared that, like, an animatronic, one of them is gonna come around the corner or something like that. And that sounds really crazy. It's like, I know that's extremely irrational, like, they're not real and everything, but I don't know, it's just really scary and I really don't like that. It's scaring me so much. But the next thing I want to talk about is that I've never played any of the games before. But my best friend that I went to the movies with to go see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is actually like a Twitch streamer. And so my friend was playing one of the games one day, and that's kind of how I even was really got into liking the series, because it was the security breach game. And so I think like Glamrock Freddy looks really cool, and I really liked the music from the video game, and I really liked all the maps, and I liked the plot of the video game, like following the plot. You know, what's Vanessa doing here? And is Vanny really Vanessa? Like, and then if you, again, this is spoilers for the video game right now. If you have seen one of the ending scenes, because my friend had unlocked, I think, all of them, or we like watched them on YouTube on the stream or something like that. One of them is like Vanny like jumps off the building or something like that. But then there's like another person at the top of the building that looks like Vanessa, the security guard. And then you're like, oh, is she like a twin or something like that? Or like, what's going on with that? Like, was it a different person? And anyways, I will say, since we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, the DLC, the one of the endings, or I think it was only one ending of the DLC, I don't remember. The one that had Gregory has had lured Cassie, I think, to the, or no, Gregory didn't lure Cassie to the thing, but there's like a computer software or something like that had lured her there. Because in the beginning, like, you hear Cassie's talking to Gregory, and Gregory had like called her to go over there and go to the arcade in the first place to save Gregory, because Gregory was like hiding somewhere. And in the end of the game, of the DLC content, there's like a cutscene where Gregory calls Cassie back and is like, I'm not really there. Like, oh no, they must have tricked you. The program must have tricked you. And I'm so sorry. Like, oh, we're not coming to get you. I'm so sorry. And then Cassie like falls down the elevator, and it's like the end, I think. But that was crazy. I was so mad. I was like, Gregory, you little rugrat. Like, that's really tacky. Yeah, so I have beef with Gregory after the DLC content that my friend played on the Twitch stream. I will say too, though, ever since like seeing the gameplay of the Five Nights at Freddy's security breach, I just cannot. Every time I see the name Gregory, I want to say it like how Freddy, like Demon Animatronic, says it. Like, Gregory. Like, I'm doing it wrong, but it's just funny to me to be like, Gregory. You know, every time I see that name, because that's how Freddy did it, and I thought it was funny. So that's all that I have for Five Nights at Freddy's Dreams. Have any of you had Five Nights at Freddy's dreams or nightmares? I would love to hear about them. If these animatronics are plaguing your dreams as well, I'd like to hear about that. If any of you like the games, you can say that in the comments. If you have seen the movie too and you're like, oh my gosh, I thought that part was so scary too, please say that in the comments because I haven't heard anybody really talking about that, and I don't think I'm the only one who was afraid of it. If you saw the movie and you're like, that was literally not scary at all, you can say that in the comments. So that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for listening.